Hello, everyone. Oh, I love the voice of God.
Oh, my God.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Visual Radio, May 17th, 2012 edition. Yasko Kubota is here. Hello, Yasko.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I wrote about you in my Malden Observer column when you played at that housing in Malden. You've done a few things in Malden, right? The library?
Just a few, yes.
And Gail Lauren's a friend of ours in common.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a wonderful singer. Very, what do you say? Hollywood.
Well, she was in Good Will Hunting. In the trailer of Good Will Hunting, if you see the trailer on YouTube, Gail's playing cards at, she's playing the horses at Suffolk Downs. So Matt Damon's talking to his girlfriend, and there's Gail, I'll have to email you that. If they must have it up on YouTube. It's the Good Will Hunting trailer, and it's funny. This is my friend Gail on TV, in the movie. And then she was in that John Travolta movie at Fenway Park. Oh, the big Fenway Park movie. It was a civil action, but there was a scene at Fenway Park, and she was in Fenway Park. She did a lot of these roles. Oh, I see. Minor roles in movies.
Yes. And she was still so beautiful when I see her. That was probably a year ago. Yeah. It's very...
I've got to call her.
Please do.
I saw you September 22nd, 2000. That is one. I'm going to mail you another disc. That's for you. That's you and your husband and Bobby Hebb in Bridgewater.
It's a little small place.
That's the audio. I'm going to send you the DVD, and I'm going to send you more of the audio. So you'll have your performance with Bobby.
Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
You know that we had a mutual friend, Bobby Hebb, we lost in August 3rd of 2010. And Bobby and his fiance went to see Donna Summer down in Nashville. And today's May 17th. We lost Donna this morning. And you knew Donna's sister?
I met Donna's sister last year in New Bedford. I believe that was in New Bedford.
Was it a concert?
We did a little performance for them, and then she was there, and then she was one of the audience singing very well. And then I thought, she gotta be a professional singer. You know, she had a really nice voice. She looked great, and she told me she's a sister then. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. It's so sad. And of course, her husband, people know here, Bruce Sudano was on our show just 3 weeks ago. See, I put the telephone on silent.
Yeah, with the vibrates, huh?
Yeah. That's mayoral candidate from Medford, Anthony D'Antonio. He knew we were going on the show, though, so he left a message for me. We usually have a telephone here, but we took it off tonight. We do film reviews, but we did them in advance, so we don't have that. And then we have a sports guy, but he knows I want to talk to you tonight, so he's not calling in. So we don't have the phone set up. But that's what we do here in Winchester. We set up. Winchester would be a perfect place for you to play. They have a nice auditorium here at the school. They have the Jenks Center. How long have you been playing?
It's like telling almost my age. But
okay, then you don't have to. Sorry. Then you don't have to.
No, but I've been playing since I was 4. So it's a long time. Long time.
You're still beautiful.
Oh,
you haven't changed
you.
at all, and I haven't seen you in 12 years face to face. We email, but I haven't seen you. You know, Stephen Davis was on my show last week, and I looked on the tape, and the last time he was on my show was 7 years earlier. And I'm like, I can't believe it's 7 years since, and now I'm going to see him again Sunday. You're invited Sunday at the Holiday Inn in Dedham. Are you near Dedham?
No, but I can go.
I'll put you on the guest list. It's a record show, so there's like 40, 50 dealers selling records and vinyl and CD. And it's...
Oh, the vinyl. Wow.
Yeah. And it's 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon at the Dedham Holiday Inn. If you want to go, I could put you +1.
Oh, okay.
If you want to bring your husband.
What time?
It's 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon.
Oh,
I can put you on the list even if you can't make it. At least you know you're invited.
Thank you.
And there's just a lot of people you might know from the scene. And people buying records. And Rick Hart from Asa Hart's Records comes in. He usually brings Mono Man from his band The Liars. And they're record collectors, so they're going through all the... It's amazing. It's fun. This thing is a 34-year-old record expo. So it's
Oh,
they've been doing
wow.
it for 34 years, and
Still now.
yeah, and I'm in the back with my table, and we have the TV camera, and we interview people, and we have fun.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so Stephen Davis, the author, was here last week. He's written about Aerosmith, Carly Simons' new book, More Room Inside a Broken Heart. Well, she liked the book when he wrote it. Now she doesn't like the book.
Why?
She said it got too personal. I read it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I read it. She's very lucky Stephen wrote it because he didn't get that personal. He made it so that you know what she went through in her life, but he doesn't dig too deep. So he was being very kind because someone else could dig real deep.
Right.
And I thought he did a good job. So you see the problems and the triumphs, but he doesn't, it's very tasteful. But you know artists, you know. Yasko Kubota story, the unofficial biography by Joe Viglione. So now, the Power Jazz Unit has been around a long while.
Yes, yep, my
Now is-
band. Yes.
But is it dissolved or is it on hiatus?
Well, how can I tell you, even that power jazz stuff that one time that was a big band. And then, you know, one time that was an 8-piece band, 5-piece band, 3-piece band. So, changes. It changes the shape, but still going.
Oh, so
you
it's
know.
still going.
It's still going. I use time to time, I use Power Jazz Unit name to Kubota Power Jazz, actually.
Right.
To appear many different things. Yeah.
So your husband and you have been playing a long time.
Yes.
Is he bass?
Oh, he's a, what do you call the multi-instrumentalist? And he's a really great bass player. I would like to him to do a bass, but he has a lot of interest, so sometimes he wants to play, you know, the other instruments that, yeah. So that's what he does, a lot of instruments.
And you are primarily?
I do play piano, keyboard, yeah, and I tried when I was young, the little bit different instruments, but unsuccessful, how can I say?
Well, you want to know what Gail Lawrence, she just thinks you're a phenomenal
Oh, that's very
phenomenal
nice.
keyboard player. She just raves about you.
Oh, that's
Isn't it nice to
very
hear it when they're not going to tell you to your face, but she's so good. She is so good. So
Oh, well.
you've played with some famous people, right?
I have, in a sense, yes.
Can you mention any or?
Kind of the different field, then that would be this New Kids on the Block. Yeah, it would be different from what I do normally.
Was that live on stage?
I was with them for 3 years.
I didn't know that. On stage.
On stage.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I went many places around the world with them.
So you were on stage with the New Kids,
Yes.
playing keyboards,
Yep.
and you went around the world with them. What countries? Which ones? Germany?
Yes, we were in Germany too. I mean,
I would see
probably
them-
they went to everywhere, but I was in Germany, UK. You know, I think I went to some France, Scandinavian countries, and then Asia, like Singapore, somewhere, Korea, of course, Japan. You know.
Yeah, Japan has always responded well to American music,
Yes,
as
it's
has
been like
Germany.
that. Yes,
and France.
right.
And I know, now South America is getting very hip to what we do. Well, it's a whole, with the internet,
Right.
the whole world is wide open now. It's not just Japan, Germany. You could always name them, France, England,
Right. And sometimes they appreciate more, for instance, jazz, which we love, and then, America's own jazz, but sometimes jazz get appreciated better outside now.
I can see that. I could see it.
That's why many of those jazz great people goes to, Europe, Japan, and make a living that way.
And they make live albums there because the appreciation is so
Right.
intense.
Yes, that's so much like that. Yes.
You know, Bobby played in Nashville, but he did his final like recordings. There's like jazz, not jazz. There's some jazz, but there's live in Japan. Did you know that? He played at Billboard's. Billboard magazine has a couple of clubs in Japan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And his fiance, Junko, came from Japan, so he'd go visit the relatives. And Junko set up Live at Billboard's. So we have this Live at Billboard's tape. They actually put Sonny's up on the internet. So people can hear Sonny from one of Bobby's final concerts.
Oh, wow.
But his family was huge. So he has a senator in Nashville, and she put a concert together with her cousin, Bobby Hebb, and Peter Frampton. That was one of his final shows, I guess, in City Plaza in Nashville or something.
Yeah.
And then a jazz artist in Nashville played with Bobby, and they did a live thing. How did you meet Bobby Hebb?
It was kind of weird that I didn't meet him as a musician, Bobby Hebb. I played, it's a long time ago, but I played in some building in downtown Boston, and they were bringing some big piano company, could be like a Falcone or something, was trying to promote their piano. So they set up in the first floor, which is kind of public space, brought a big 9-foot concert piano. And then, so when he, I think his colleagues were one of my fans as a jazz listener, and he told me, by the way, the Bobby Hebb is working here. I couldn't get it, really. Doing what, you know? So then found out that he's not doing music. He was doing the really, how can I say, regular work or legit work or...
He was working for the government.
Real work.
He was, when there was snow, I guess I heard when there was snow plowing, Bobby Hebb was the voice for the snow plows. He worked for the Mass Highway Department. And so at one point, I would see him, he'd be all dressed up. I would go up and visit him because we were friends, and he'd be in his business suit at his desk, and it was like, wow. But he wanted to get out of the music business. He didn't have to work. Because I met with a woman from BMI that does the jazz, and we're sitting there at BMI, and I said, yeah, Bobby is at work today. She goes, Bobby's at work? I go, yeah, he has a 9-to-5 job. She goes,
But
Bobby Hebb doesn't have to work, she said to me.
Probably he doesn't have, I don't know, because you hear all those stories, the great composers in early days, they didn't apply to whatever the royalty or those kind of things. It's like really messed up then. But I thought I had a different view about this. Not everybody can do it, and some few people can do totally different things in much higher level than ordinary people. So I'm sure when he worked in a government office, I'm sure he did a really great job.
Oh, he did. No, he was very grounded. He was a professional, and I have so much respect for him because he saw how crazy the music business was. And so it kept him grounded, and he loves his daughter, so he wanted to make sure that his daughter, had a father that was grounded, and that's, and so he basically told me that, and
Isn't that great? I mean,
he was such a good guy. I miss him so much. He just, he cares. He cares about people. He cares about the whole world. He, so much great philosophy. But what a smart guy to get away from, because what's in the clubs? Alcohol, smoking. It's an unhealthy lifestyle.
Right.
And I think having that kind of a structure, he'd get up at 5 in. He'd write a song. Then he'd go into Boston.
Isn't that incredible? Amazing.
Oh,
that's something. So I had a different respect to him in that sense, because just I know the few people are really good at different things that normal people cannot understand. But yeah, he was the one of them.
You know, he could have done very well pairing up with Spanky McFarlane and Keith and all these people that had hit records under the Jerry Ross umbrella. They could have toured and done really well, but he chose to stay in Boston and have a structured life and live in Rockport, which I thought was, you know, he loved Cape Ann. So he just loved living up there. He told me so many times, and we'd walk through Rockport and people would wave, Bobby. I feel like I'm walking with the mayor. He's like the mayor of Rockport. Everyone loved, you know, and they all knew him. But, you know, he went from touring with the Beatles to seeing thousands of people. Some people just choose to not be in the game because it's so difficult.
Yes, and then in a sense that you lose the reality in that kind of environment that just the short period that I was with New Kids, but it's almost like a, you know, unreal. Everything is so, you lose the reality of the value of the money because so much money is moving around.
And so many faces in front of you. Every night, it's like just thousands of people, and it's, I can see it's surreal. You know, how do they stay together? Do they have to have psychiatrists to keep them straight, you know?
I don't know about that. I think they did good job on that. They always, and then I just assumed then, because none of the five, they have, those are 5 boys, they are 5 men now, but, you know, not everybody was equally screamed at. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, all right.
So it's...
Donnie gets a little more some night, or Jordan, who knows?
Yes, who knows? So and then it's obvious thing, it's like, really the harsh reality is there because they sell the merchandise, right? Every single concert. And then they check all those whose t-shirts sold the most. You know, they have all numbers. Isn't that the kind of the pressure?
That's pressure.
For the little young boys. But I think they did, you know, stick together. And then they knew, in that sense, they really knew what they had to do is stick together. And I respect for that.
Well, they saw the New Edition go through something similar with Maurice Starr. And Maurice is a great guy. And Michael Johnson, well, okay, we started talking about the New Kids because Phil Green was on my show.
Oh, right, that's right.
And
yeah.
Did Phil go on tour with you at all?
I don't remember, but when what I did was that his studio was, Donnie was actually producing his brother, Mark Wahlberg, then that he was called
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, yeah, Marky Mark, then. So I played some song on a piano or something like that. I forgot the name of the song. So that's, you know, my connection with New Kids and Phil right there. But yeah.
So you went down to Warren, Rhode Island, and you know what I'm going to do? This is funny. This is my show. I can do whatever I want.
Of course.
I'm going to change the cameras a little. But you went down to Warren, Rhode Island to Normandy Sound?
Yes, I did. I guess I did, yes.
And Normandy was great. I used to work down there. See, now I can do what I want because I've had this show for years.
Yes.
So I can walk around with my guest. Do you know Gilbert Gottfried, the comedian?
Yes, with his hair like that. Yes, that's Gilbert, right?
Gilbert Gottfried is, no, he has the funny voice when he's on camera. He was in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh.
Gilbert was sitting right there, and And I let people talk. I mean, I let them read their books. So I get up and leave and goes, a man leaves his own show while he's got a guest. It's fun. It's my show. I can do what I want.
Anything.
And so Phil Green, I worked with the late Jimmy Miller, the Rolling Stones producer. So Phil Green said, come down to the studio. So we went down there in 1986, 85, 86, around there. And we worked with Buddy Guy, great blues guitarist.
Yeah.
So that's how I met Phil. He finds me on Facebook, where everyone finds you. My old keyboard player, BJ Plattner, finds me today. I've been thinking about her. She's got a great voice. I thought she was Boston's Bette Midler with the voice and the key. She's so good. She got married, has a kid. She's in Florida. We got each other's phone numbers now, but Facebook.
Right.
Phil Green finds me. So I said, you got to be on the show. This is months ago. And then he shows up. Yeah. I didn't know you work with Phil, but of course, we're all in the same scene.
Right, yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah, and so you played on the Marky Mark, was it Walk on the Wild Side?
You know those things, huh?
I know some of those things. I wrote,
Probably you know better than me. I don't know, I forgot.
I wrote over 5,000 reviews for allmusic.com. I read reviews, and I'm saying, this is a pretty good review. Oh, I wrote it. I can't remember, because 5,000 reviews.
In many different kinds of music.
Right.
Right.
All sorts of music, jazz, country. I wrote a lot of Kenny Rogers, Olivia Newton-John reviews, because they needed them.
Right.
And for their database, when people go to Barnes & Noble and put the CD under the scanner, some of my reviews come up. I did a lot of Johnny Mathis, Ferengi and Teicher. I did a lot of albums that have Sonny on them.
Oh, wow.
You know,
yeah.
Johnny Mathis did Sonny.
Right.
Shirley Bassey did Sonny. Ferengi and Teicher did Sonny. So I had a fun time. The Blues Project with, he played with Jimi Hendrix, Buddy Miles and the Blues Project. Yeah, so much information, Yasko, I just lose track of it. You still might bring some sheet music sometimes, right, to remind you, because you have so many songs you've played over the years. Here's a good question for Yasko. You've been playing since you were 4.
Yep.
How many songs have you played in your life?
I don't know. That's a good question, but I cannot count. So how can I say? I know a lot of songs.
Probably over 30,000 different times you've played a song on stage.
Oh, probably so. I don't know. That's how the calculating that way. Okay.
You'd have to get all the New Kids on the Block set lists and multiply all the gigs. Okay, 100 shows, 20 songs. There's 2,000 right there. No, 20 songs would be, 2,000. So you've played a lot of songs with a lot of people. So you met Bobby Hebb at the transportation building.
Right. Yes. And then, well, I don't know what happened after that. But then, as I said, I couldn't believe that's really, and then I couldn't get the relation about being a greatest musician in the world. And if not only greatest, he's famous. You know what? You know what I mean?
Toured with the Beatles and Jimmy Page and the Yardbirds,
right.
and
then
great.
This gentleman with suit and tie, really like, get together. It's perfect, and then smile, and then it's like a, it's different.
Just wonderful guy. That tape we have of you, he played the Spoons that night after the show.
I remember that.
Because he was playing the Spoons as a kid. 9 years old with Roy Acuff, 12 years old. He made recordings with Papa John Gordy. We have those. Now I'm working on the box set. So we have those recordings of him with Papa John Gordy on Spoons. Bo Diddley. He's on a Bo Diddley record playing Spoons.
Oh, wow.
Which isn't easy to do. So,
right.
But the concert he did with you, we have footage of Bobby playing the Spoons on his knee.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he did that. Now you say, I remember that.
So it was September 22nd, 2000. 11 and a half years ago that you played down in Bridgewater, and I videotaped it. So you're going to have the whole thing, and you can hear it again.
Yeah, thank you.
On August 17th, 1966, Bobby was in Toronto with the Beatles. Here is a copy for
Oh,
you.
wow.
Very few people
Thank
have
you.
that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Someone went with a reel-to-reel recorder, and he does Sonny with the band The Remains, the Boston band The Remains. Barry Tashin, and Vernon Miller, and Billy Briggs, and maybe N.D. Smart on drums. So
It's so incredible because it says 66. You know, you don't see that numbers anymore.
I know. Well, Eric Taros, a dear friend of mine, is doing a movie on the Beatles. So what he's doing is he's getting footage of 8mm films people have taken around the world for the 66 tour, basically the American tour, and audio. And he pieces them together. He's spending a lot of money. He'll get an audio tape from the Beatles show. He'll get video. He puts them together. And he's making videos of the Beatles that no one's ever seen because they never existed. He's taking pieces and elements and editing them together. And I'm sitting in his office and I'm watching the Beatles performing a song. Now, if there's a gap, he might have a full audio tape, but the 8mm tapes, remember, they were so small they'd run out. He'll put a photo and he'll segue the photo, the camera will move, and then back into more footage. So he has a full video of the Beatles with the audio. It's amazing. You'll see them on stage, you see them playing the song, stuff they never knew would become a video. It's like a time capsule. You go back in time and you can actually see the Beatles on stage. He's got a little footage of Bobby. He's looking for more for me. So, but he found that.
Yeah.
And now you have it.
Wow.
Not a lot of people have it. But you played with Bobby. I want you to have, I've got more stuff I want to give you. This is some of his Love Games album. So we've got a newer version that's better, but at least you have something. And you can hear some of your friends' music. I thought you'd appreciate getting, I was going to mail them to you, and I said, no, I'll give it to Yasko in person.
Wonderful.
And so what we're doing is we're just going through the archives and listening to his music. And we're putting 3 audio discs and then a DVD in a box, so it'll be the Sonny, the Bobby Hebb story. And you'll be on the box set because some of that music, I think, will be, at least the spoons, you know, we're going to put on the box.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
I was there, right?
Oh, yeah, you were there. You're on the
was
video. You'll probably be on the video disc.
Oh, really?
So we might have a song or two from Bridgewater. Because I have all this footage, so we're going to, you know, we want people to see the different concerts he did.
Right.
Isn't that exciting?
It's exciting. Probably those fans who went to, you know, Bridgewater will be really.
Oh, they'll see Yasko and Bobby doing Sonny in Bridgewater. I'm going to put a lot of versions of Sonny in the box, even though we have so much material. I want to define the Sonny story because it's such an important song. But there's other songs that are important. Love, Love, Love. You Want to Change Me. The Bo Diddley material. I got a John Lee Hooker record. Bobby played guitar on John Lee Hooker records. People don't know that. So I got a John Lee Hooker record on Battle Records. He was on Battle, and the next record is Bobby and Sylvia Robinson. So I'm figuring that's got to be the session Bobby played with John Lee Hooker. It's right before, next to his record.
Yeah.
You know how recording companies are. They have the same sessions, and then they release the records. So we're investigating that right now. It's very exciting work to look into the past and piece together the history, just as Eric is piecing together this Beatles tour. So the work you did with the New Kids, who knows, someday some person might have all this video footage from the New Kids tour, and all of a sudden... Did a video come out from anything you did with them on live?
Yes, I see it. You know,
Is it on YouTube?
Some on the YouTubes, and then, yeah, it's circulating.
Did you ever work with Stevie Wonder?
I wish. I wish the song, but I wish. Yeah, that'd be great, but no.
You haven't?
No?
But you work with other people other than New Kids. I know you've done a lot of work with a lot of people over the years.
Lot of works, but the many things like a single thing is that I never did any other big tour like that, you know, just encounter with the artist. Yeah.
So did Phil Green find you? How did you get? How did they find you for the New Kids?
The New Kids? Oh, okay. That was the time that I was graduating from Berkeley, I guess. So that they're from here, this area.
Yeah.
So they were forming the band before they were already. I think they already debuted that time, but they were using tracks. You know, the tracks that Morris made, and then they were ready to do the bigger concert with the real band. That's why that somehow that my name got around, and then but that time funny thing that you mentioned Beatles, but nobody knew New Kids anyway, you know. So
I remember they had one album out because I worked with Michael Johnson at his studio in Westford. Did you ever go to the Westford studio, Mission Control?
yes, I have done that. Yes, I remember. I did play just few things for the I forgot which album I did, but probably few albums went there and then play little lines or here and there that they told me what to do, you know, play like that. But I appreciate that because I'm sure they could play without me, you know. They are great musicians, they know what to do, they know, but somehow they used me to do little things, so yeah.
What an exciting thing. Did you take photos or did you keep a diary on the tour?
Or the
New Kids tour?
yeah, some of the photos I don't know where, you know. It wasn't digital then, so I had to dig the films, right?
You took some film?
I mean, films means
Yeah.
what do you call the negatives?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Yeah, I know, they're all over. I've got storage and I've got photos of Lou Reed and this and that, and you know, it's so hard to keep everything together because every day we're creating.
right.
And those of
yeah.
us who create, you know, just the show, you know, 600 tapes. We put out about 555, seven. I lost track.
Yeah.
How many TV shows I've done
Right.
because I just
yeah.
do them.
Right.
And at a certain point, we were keeping, you know, okay, 100, Suzanne Vega. So Suzanne Vega was on number 100.
Right.
And I think Raymond Zarek of the Doors might have been 125.
Yeah. And then those that you have, nothing is in a database, right? Because the real thing then.
Well, I have files and files and VHS tapes and every tape
Yeah. And then you
configuration.
have to change to
Well,
today's thing, or how you
we
do
upload
that?
into the computer, and Joe
Yeah.
LaRocca here is incredible at teaching Final Cut Pro and iMovie. So I'm using both different formats to edit my shows. But this we're live on the air right now. So we're live, and people who have Verizon can see us in different cities.
Different cities.
Yeah, it's not just Winchester.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because, well, on Comcast, they can see us on the internet, wincam.org, but people who are watching know that. So wincam.org, they're watching. But then Comcast, we're on one channel. But Verizon goes to different cities. So if you have Verizon and you're in Arlington, you might see the show. Or Burlington might get the Winchester show. Woburn gets us.
Oh.
So isn't that amazing? There's a lot of cities that get this show right now, live. And then I put it on YouTube. It's a new world.
Right.
Yeah, because when I first started in cable TV, it was only Somerville. So in 1979, I was in Somerville. And Barry Glofsky, an editor of Fusion Magazine, was on my show. And now Barry's back on my show, 33 years later.
33 years. Wow.
I'm one of the older TV hosts of public access TV. That and $1 gets me a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a distinction, but it's like, you know, I love public access, and I've been doing it
That's
spanning a long
great.
time.
How many people that you interviewed?
I've interviewed over 1,000 people.
Wow.
You know, Gilbert
Right.
Gottfried. See, I've got comedians, Gilbert Gottfried, Gallagher, Margaret Cho.
Oh, the cute.
They've been on the
Margaret Cho.
Yeah, she's been on.
Oh, wow.
She was a lot of fun.
I'm sure.
She was very nice.
Uh,
Her talk at the Booksmith, she started using some words I don't like to air on the show, but she's funny. Gallagher, same thing. But then I have film directors. Jodie Foster's been on. You know, Silence of the Lambs.
yeah.
She was on, and we had David Koepp, who wrote Spiderman and Jurassic Park, and Michael Mills, who did Beginners, that won an Academy Award. So I've had Michael Moore.
But they came here?
No, sometimes I'll go into Boston to tape them at the hotel.
right.
Gallagher came here. Gilbert Gottfried came here. Phil Green came here. He's the most famous of them all. I'm being funny, Phil, but our friend Phil.
Yes.
And, oh,
You
now,
got,
my roommate's calling,
oh.
but he knows I do the show, but that's
Okay,
funny.
yes,
It's-
talk to him.
I'll call him. Oh, let's see. Hello? I'm on TV, and you're on TV. I'll be off TV in 20 minutes. Can I call you back? Okay, after 9 o'clock. Yeah, are you at home? All right, about 9:15. Yasko Kubota says hi. Tim Bradley says hi, and Joe LaRocca, I'll say hi to you.
Hi.
Okay. Bye. Thank you for letting me do that. We got a bunch of calls here tonight. But I got an invitation to dinner.
Nice.
Well, it's my roommate, so good. We have a couple of favorite restaurants. So,
In here, in Winchester?
no, we're going to go to Somerville. We're going to.
Oh, the Somerville.
Do I want to tell the listening? No, I'm not going to tell the listening audience where we're going. We're going to have a private dinner, but it'll be in Somerville. Last night we were at Carol's Restaurant in Medford. Delicious. If they put a piano, I'm going to tell Maury Carroll. He's going to be here in the studio. And say, Maury, you've got to have Yasko play piano at your brand new restaurant. It's 2 weeks old.
2 weeks? What do they serve?
It's you know Medford Square
Yes,
because you've been to Malden, so you know Route 16.
yes.
When you come off the ramp off of 16, the Mystic River, Medford Square, right on the corner, on Main Street, on Route 16, is Maury's, it's called Carol's Restaurant. Very famous. It was a 50, 60-year-old restaurant that was across from the police station on the other side of the bridge. They closed it down, they got into catering, then they decided to reopen. It is already jammed with people.
Oh,
Because they're famous, you know, Carol's Restaurant, and they're back.
right, yeah.
And, you know, it's the neighborhood thing. Everyone knows everyone. Joe, it's Maury and his brother Tom come over last night. Joe, how are you, you know? Joe, Jeff, you know?
Oh, I like
And-
that.
And so they're just very nice to everyone, but everyone knows everyone. The city councilors come in. The people that just called on the phone, they come in. So it's nice, but it's beautiful. If they put a piano in, you've got to play there. The Chevalier Theater. Have you ever played the Chevalier Theater in Medford?
Actually, I have no idea. I never heard that name. Chevalier?
Chevalier, like Maurice
So,
Chevalier.
Oh,
It's the 5th biggest concert hall in Boston proper, and no one knows about it. Now you're going to be stunned when I tell you this. John F. Kennedy spoke there. Frank Sinatra played there. Lou Rawls played there for
Are
the
you
Kiwanis.
serious?
And no one knows about this gem. So here's the good news. Are you ready? I'll announce it on TV. At 5 o'clock today, I met with one of the Chevalier commissioners, and we're going to start a concert series in September.
oh, wow, that's great.
So maybe the Kubota Power Jazz Unit?
Oh, I love that.
Well, all right, let's have a think tank here. When the Bobby Hebb box set comes out, the family, Bobby Hebb's estate, wants to have a tour up and down the country with different artists performing Bobby's music as a promotion, like they do with Buddy Guy goes out and does the Jimi Hendrix thing. We're thinking of having people do the Bobby Hebb. Who better than someone who played with Bobby Hebb? Maybe we'll take some of the musicians. Nat Symkus. Do you know Nat? Nat played in Bobby's band for a while. Do you know Thomas Hebb?
Yes, his friend, yeah.
Yeah, the stand-up bass player. He's
Yeah,
Bobby's nephew.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, who knows? We're just talking, but that would be great. We do a tribute to Bobby Hebb at the Chevalier. It's 2,000 seats. It's 2,000 seats.
It's like those one of the old kind of decoration auditorium inside.
They redid all the upholstery. I'll take you in someday. When you're in the area, we'll get the commissioners, we'll get Warren Scott from the Channel. Remember the Channel? Did you play the Channel?
It's in South Boston.
Yeah.
That's the
On the
kind of
water.
the rock place.
Yep.
I never played. I don't think I played. I could, but
I was
I'm
the
not sure.
headliner on the Saturday night when they opened. They had Thursday a private party, Friday night they opened, and Saturday night I was the headliner. I was big in 1979 for 10 minutes. But never as big as the new kids or Bobby Hebb. No, so I opened the Channel, and Warren Scott was the booking agent. Now Warren's at the Chevalier. So if you're in Medford, Warren will give us a tour of the theater. You can see it's beautiful. You know, I want to bring some big names through. Peter Noon, Herman's Hermits.
you know, there's like a surprise. The one of the surprise thing I didn't know about the Medford, but even in Lynn, they have a big auditorium.
Yes.
Like where that came from, but they were there for a long time.
And you know who played there? Bobby Hebb. I videotaped him. So I might have that on the box, I don't know. I have a lot of footage. I would follow Bobby around. You know, and he'd be playing somewhere, I'd go and videotape him. He did the Lynn Theater. It's a beautiful place. They get big names in there.
They do.
And Medford hasn't gotten hip to it yet, so I'm going to help develop this.
Right, yeah, it's because place like that is to be filled, you know, with the people who enjoy. That'll be very nice.
So these are some of the things we're doing. You know, this is Sunday's thing. You can have that actually. That's the flyer for
the vinyl records.
It's called the Original New England Compact Disc and Record Expo, which is a very long name, so I call it the Record Expo.
But you said it's been so long time that they're doing
34
original.
years, yeah. They used to do it at the John Hancock Hall, the small Dorothy Quincy suite. There'd be lines outside the door. Then they moved it to the SAC 57 in Boston. And there would be, it was amazing back in the day. It was a whole different time. And now it's smaller, but it's at the Dedham Holiday Inn, and it's still the place to go. And people show up and people know each other. It's like going to Carol's restaurant, you know, the same people know each other, and it's more than just flipping through records and CDs and photographs and books. It's the people.
Right.
It's like, oh, let's get together, and you know, you see
You
your
do
friends.
this, they do this once a year?
5 times a year.
5 times?
The next one's September, so they take the
Wow.
summer off. We had February, April, May, September, and November.
Also, you see the same people 5 times a year?
Well, different people show up.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like Gary Summers from the Antiques Roadshow on TV, he has a table. He'll have a $5,000 Spiderman comic. It's under glass. But he has these very rare items under glass, under lock and key. But it's amazing to see this stuff, that someone would take the care to transport it, put it on his display. And vinyl is very big. Have you been to Newbury Comics lately?
Not lately.
Go to a Newbury Comics store, and they're selling vinyl. They sell used vinyl, but it's still $5 or $10. And then they have brand new vinyl you can buy at Abbey Road. And they have it on 20
Oh, so
gram.
that they are remaking,
They're remaking
new.
records. Vinyl.
Oh, wow.
It started in Great Britain, and now America, the kids and the 30-somethings and Generation X, whatever, they're all buying vinyl again. They love vinyl.
Why? I
It's
mean,
expensive.
yeah.
The warmer sound.
Warmer sound, huh?
It's a different sound from CD. It's a thing, and there are people, and it's very expensive. At this show, you get vinyl for $1. We had Gary DiCarlo, a guest who had the big hit with Steam, Na Na Hey Hey Kiss 'Em Goodbye. He was there. He came up from Connecticut. I went looking through the dealers. I got the Steam record for $1, #1 hit record, and I had Gary sign it, and I put it in a frame.
Oh, right.
But, you know,
Right. Oh, this is interesting. So it's in Dedham,
yeah.
right?
And it's just
Right.
fun. We just like having
Yeah.
fun with the music, you know?
Yeah.
Are you having fun on my show?
Yes.
You didn't think we could do a whole hour, did you?
I didn't know. You said that like how long ago that you talked to your friend that it's like in 20 minutes that you're going to be out. So I was thinking, oh my God, that I'm talking for 40 minutes.
We got 10 more minutes to go, but it's so much fun.
Yes, you're right.
No, I wanted to have a 6-hour show. I want to go from midnight to 6 in the morning. And if I take a break for food, we run an old video of the show.
Okay.
And I could go
Well,
on
you can
every
do
minute.
that, yes.
I would love it. Yasko, bring your husband, come in at 2 in the morning. You know, I would love to broadcast overnight on national TV and just have fun with people.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because
yeah.
all my famous friends could come in and all your famous friends could come in, because Michael Johnson's going to come in. And we'll have Michael call up his brother, Maurice Starr. You know, did Maurice come on the tour with you?
Back then, yes, not always,
Right.
but yes,
Yeah, sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah, I got to get Maurice on the show. He's still doing music,
Yes,
and Michael
yeah.
Johnson is working with Phil Green. That's why when Phil was here, he called Michael and he goes, Joe? And he said, you're still doing it? And I
So
said, "Still."
Michael is in here?
Michael Johnson is on Cape Cod.
Oh, somehow I thought he's in
Florida.
Florida, yeah.
I think he goes back and forth. Back to Donna Summer. She was living in Nashville, but they have a house in Florida.
Originally from this area?
Yeah. But
Right.
Donna has a house, I think, in L.A., in Nashville, in Florida, and she died in Florida today. But her husband said, we're in Florida right now. He told me on the phone. When I had a phone interview with him. A lot of people are by phone. I love having people in here. I thank you for coming out.
Oh, thank you
It
for
wasn't
having me.
It wasn't too far a drive, right?
No, that was okay. Just the lot of traffic, that's all.
Oh. And, well, now you know where we are.
Yeah.
We do a show here called The Music Closet. And sometimes I interview the guests. And if you ever want to play and do an hour on TV or a half hour, you can come in here. And Jeff Dearman is our producer there.
Okay.
So if you want a video of your band, you just come in here and we have a band every week.
Okay. Maybe I should practice some spoons.
That would be awesome. Have you ever played spoons?
No, but a long time ago when I was a kid, I was trying to bend a spoon, looking at it. You know what I
Keanu
mean?
Reeves can do it. The Matrix. Keanu Reeves can do it. Well, did you see The Matrix?
I never saw that.
Oh, you've got to see The Matrix.
Yeah, it's funny things about me. When everybody say go there, do that, what
I know,
not.
we're
Then I don't.
Keanu Reeves walks into the Oracle's house, and the Oracle has these children that are learning how to develop their powers. So he walks in Keanu Reeves, you know Keanu Reeves, and the child is looking at the spoon, and it bends. So Keanu Reeves gives the spoon to Keanu Reeves. And the child said, it's not the spoon that bends, but your mind. Remember, there is no spoon. And Keanu thinks about it, and then he bends the spoon, because there is no spoon. They're inside a computer program. But they think they're in real life. And the child is telling him, you're in a computer program. There is no spoon. It's just a computer image. And then Keanu bends the spoon when he realizes. So they think, Yasko, some scientists believe that our life is inside a computer program. They really believe it. One person said there's a 90% chance that we're living inside a computer program. That's all this is. I don't, you know. It takes the whole God element right out.
Right.
But they say in a few years we'll have a supercomputer, and then we'll realize how easy it is to make a virtual world. See, I really don't exist. My show exists. So this is not happening. This has already happened. People are just living there's two other people, one inside Yasko, one inside me, living the TV show that we did thousands of years ago. This show is thousands of years old, me and you talking.
Possible?
That's the Matrix. That's the Matrix. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't remember the last phone call. Oh, yes, the last phone call was Jeff.
Right.
Thanks to Tim Bradley, our director, who's listening to us ramble. We got 5 minutes left.
Only 5 minutes. Oh, I want to talk more.
I'm going to give you my single. That's my new single.
Wow.
I've been working on it since 1985. My singles, I have a lot of singles I'm putting out, and I call them an evolving paradigm. So Carly Simon has a music director, Peter Kalo. Do you know Peter? He's from the Boston area.
Okay, can I just
Yeah.
see what
So
this
Peter
is?
Kalo just recorded my song, and he works for Carly Simon. And we've been old friends for over 20 years. So Peter's the final two tracks, but the first track is 1985, recorded in Boston. And then there's different live versions of it. So but Peter did an instrumental, so anyone can sing along with my song. Like if you like it and you sing it and you mail it to me, I'll put it on the next version. And the single just keeps growing. Because there's room on it, there's 80 minutes on a CD, so I just want different people to do my song, and I keep making it longer. I don't know why, it's just fun.
Well, yeah.
It's something different to do.
Yes.
Which brings us to the next question. Have you released new music lately?
No. That's a problem I have to. I would like to.
All right, do a single, do 2 songs.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, I mean, my opinion, do what you want. No, do what you want, but I suggest doing 2 songs because I think there's so much music out there, and I want you to be appreciated because you're a very, very good musician.
Oh, thank you.
It's coming from the critic, the rock critic. You're amazing, and there's so much music out there, I think artists should just do the single, like the old days. Put the song out there and just keep getting it out there till people realize this is great. Then do the album, when they really recognize how good it is.
Do you think that applies to any kind of music? For instance, when you say song, but instrumental music too?
When was the last instrumental hit? You know? An instrumental hit is timeless. And where's the place to make an instrumental hit? To make a great instrumental and get it in a movie soundtrack.
Oh, I see.
If an instrumental was in the Avengers, I was at Newbury Comics for Record Store Day. I bought the Goldfinger soundtrack. I love Shirley Bassey.
Yeah.
Moon River. I mean, go. Same thing, right?
Yes.
My roommate said it's from a classical piece. That's how they could write 2 different songs about it. It's an old classical melody. I think it's Mahler. Goldfinger comes from Mahler. So it's not copy, you know.
Right.
It's 2 different copyrights, but it's the same melody. On the soundtrack, I'm playing it in the car. Jeff and I are driving around, and there's a great instrumental version, which could have been a hit. But Shirley's is so overpowering.
Right,
But yeah, an
yeah.
instrumental, I think the world needs a good instrumental.
Oh,
Love
I
is
hope
Blue.
So. I hope so.
Do you have some?
I'm gonna make for you, but I do, you know.
I want to hear it. I want to hear your music. We've only got 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
Oh wow! But
Anything-
thank you so much. I just appreciate, you know, that reconnected with you, and now I thinking of Bobby and everything. That's a wonderful time that I have spent here today, and then we'll continue more. I miss him.
Oh, I miss him terribly. We talk a lot. A lot. Yeah, I miss him terribly. It's awful. I mean, Donna going, losing Donna Summer. Too young for these people. He was 73, she was 63. They have too. She was making an album. It's not fair. They should live longer because they're
Right,
giving so much
yeah.
to the world. But thank you so much for coming out here to Winchester. Did you?
Oh, thank
It's a beautiful
you.
little town.
Yes.
Yeah. And when's your next show?
I'm doing something very small, actually, yes, tomorrow, and then, yeah, I have a lot of the small gigs.
Well, we look forward to seeing Yasko Kubota That's our show for tonight, May 17th. Happy birthday, Mom. It's my mom's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
And thank you, WinCam, Tim Bradley, Joe.